Magandang gabi po bayan. Kami po ay nagbabalik para ibigay sa inyo ang Pro Gaming Series 2016 Summer Split Playoffs Day 2. Again, binibigay sa inyo ng ating official sponsor, Bacchus Energy Drink. Drive your energy. Ako po si Asteray at kasama ko po ngayon si Amplifier. At nakikita niyo ngayon ang ikatlong laban ng MSKI. Tama. MSKI laban sa Empire X.
Yes, so trinay lang niya yung full Tagalog.
Ang hirap, grabe. Like, nahihirapan ako.
Pero again, tama siya. Ikatlong laban na po ito between Empire X and MSKI. 1-1 so far. Sobrang intense na mga games natin. And this is the last fight. Kung sino mo manalo nito, goes straight to Rampage for the finals against Imperium Pro Team. So, like it's as if it's life or death in this match.
Kumakabog na yung puso namin para malaman kung sino mananalo dito.
Yeah, kita natin sobrang intense ni TG. Makatingin sa screen niyan. This is gonna be the pick and ban phase right now. LeBlanc, Kindred, and Zach. Exactly the same bans for all three games yung MSKI. So they really respect Tamso on the two champions and calculated on that left. Meanwhile, exact same ban from Empire X since game 2. So Bart, Ash, and Fizz being banned on the side of Empire X. And now it's gonna be Zillion. First pick for MSKI. Definitely, I would think this is going to EXO, but the Karma's there too. So I'm guessing that's going to be a Nyx support champion. Meanwhile, Empire X responding with the Shen because it's finally free. That's going to be Canon getting this one again. It proved to be super useful na game 2. Sobrang useful talaga ng Shen when it goes on the Empire X's side because whenever that ult is up, they always get an advantage for the team. And then Graves, this is going to be going over to Tamsu instead of James, Sona, and Vayne. So same Vayne, but this time Sunzi is going to be rolling the Sona. I really love how Sunzi plays all these unconventional.
This could be a mid-lane Sona! Oh yeah, boy! Empire X with
Nami mid.
No! Okay, still. Yeah, boy, Nami mid. Alright, and look at the face of EXO.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? WTF, what is going on? But wait, okay. Hinga muna ako.
Alright.
Rek'Sai being locked in for the side of MSKI as a jungler onto James.
Okay,
so James is no longer on a sort of carry-oriented jungler. Utility jungler na to. Ganking jungler, mainly to provide that early pressure. So now they have some semi-global response to the ult coming in from Canon. Trundle onto TG. He hasn't really won a lot with this champion as far as I can recall, but still Trundle is a strong meta top laner. Zillion for EXO, he has used this twice already in the PGS, so this will be his third time on the Zillion. Lucian for Zensho, so this is one of the times when we're going to see Zensho being one of the main damage dealers for MSKI. So a lot of support going all in on the Trundle and the Lucian to deal most of the damage for them. Meanwhile, Empire X with a Nami mid. I don't know how this is gonna work. I mean, if you put AP on a Nami, her W actually does deal quite a lot of damage if you use it on the enemy. And then the bubble does some damage, mostly utility. Maybe the ult will kind of hurt, but again, this is a protect the AD carries composition. They are relying on Tamsu, the challenger solo queue king, and Genvi, who's just so comfortable on Vayne already, to really be the main damage dealers of the game. There's a lot of lacking AP towards the late game, but if AEX can get their AD carries rolling, then they're gonna be looking to really dominate this with AD carries.
Plus, if you look at it, it does make it easier for Tamsu to actually go for a mid lane gank. Plus, the passive of Nami's Surging Tides does allow you that when you use an ability onto a teammate, it does add the mobility. So like, if you stack up yung skill ni Sona, the core that actually, the purple one that gives you the movement speed, plus the Surging Tides, that is a lot of like insta-burst movement speed na bibigay sa'yo that might catch off guard MSKI here, and that might actually, slow reaction time from MSKI.
Yeah.
And then just, again, Empire X having so much mobility, so much disengage, like you said, it's already protect the ADCs here. And again, Nami, even though she's a support, does not actually have the worst in terms of AP ratio. So maybe an AP mid Nami could be good. I mean maybe like a Rabadon's up tidal wave might actually truly drown out MSKI, diba?
That's possible. I mean, I was thinking Sona might have been a better mid laner because she's actually very painful when you put AP on her during the early to mid game. Especially on the Zillion, who he does have damage in the early game, but I think Sona could have matched that damage more. Regardless, these are both either way, Nami or Sona would have been cheese mid laners, so I'm not really disappointed at all.
Well, I
with
have
this.
seen before a mid lane Sona, and well, it's not unheard of. But
Yeah.
then a mid lane Nami is something that
It's much less heard of.
only Empire X can actually think of this.
Yeah, that's very true. Sobrang staple talaga na Empire X to bring out random cheese picks like this. And I am so excited because, guys, keep in mind, this is the final game that decides who goes to Rampage. So Empire X is hella serious about this Nami mid lane pick.
And it's kind of like a predicament or like a parang weird siya pakinggan. Like staple siya na hindi sila kumukuha ng regular champions, di ba?
It's a staple thing for Empire X to take non-staple picks.
Yeah.
Kumbaga. So it's gonna be a really exciting match, honestly. I mean, I'm really curious to see how Empire X will work around with this. Maybe we can check out the Masteries later to see what he takes eventually. It might still go for support Masteries, or maybe he goes Thunderlords or something. I don't know what he's going for. But again, guys, this is Pro Gaming Series Playoffs Day 2. We're at the last match of the day and of this whole split. Because after this game, the next time we're seeing you is Rampage on July 23 for the finals. And I'm so hyped right now because Nami mid lane and just the final game right now, it's just all these months of this split have built up to this very moment where we figure out who is going to be joining Imperium Pro Team after, I mean, G-Hub, they get their first time, they enter the PGS for the very first time. They don't make it, but for a team to make it for their very first time in the split and then go directly to playoffs, they're already winners at that point.
Yeah.
But Empire X, after 3 splits, they get a clutch tiebreaker against Cerberus, di ba? I mean, sobrang ganda na nakapasa sila sa match na yun. Just to make it past that tiebreaker was a great breather for Empire X. And then they beat G-Hub, and now we're at a point where it's 1-1 and it could mean anything. And Empire X, for the first time, they'll be representing their hometown to be at the finals of Rampage. And just such a great narrative. Or MSKI, who looked shaky in the past split, this is like redemption for MSKI. So both of these teams are just so hungry, and either narrative will just be so great for us to see at the stage on July 23 for Rampage.
The Fallen Kings look to get the comeback with the new Kings right now, which is Imperium Pro Team. That's for MSKI. And then the it's not, how do you call it? Like if it's the story of the underdog.
Yeah,
diba?
It really has been. Empire X have consistently been at the bottom half of the rankings for the past 3 splits. And then they make a clutch tiebreaker, and then they beat G-Hub. And now they might be looking to defeat one of our veteran teams to take away what could have been the retaken crown from MSKI in Rampage 2015. And just so much hype for this game, I need to contain myself.
I don't think MSKI are going to allow that to happen, but still, this is a match worthy of a Game 3. We're still going to look how Empire X actually used this Nami in the mid lane. It's a kill lane Nami for sure because he got himself Ignite and Flash. Well, of course, Flash.
He's gonna be looking to drown this old man Zillion right now, and I mean, can EXO handle it? I'm pretty sure he can. I mean, he's no slacker on this Zillion. He has played several times, but man, I'm just really excited to see how this goes. And ladies and gentlemen, we're entering the Rift right now, and I'm looking excited to see who will face IPT after this game.
Yeah, so let's go into the game, guys, for Game 3 in this best of 3. So again, it's gonna be Smart MSKI against Empire X fighting for the chance to go into Rampage, a chance to fight against Imperium Pro Team, the strongest team right now in the Philippines. So here we go. In the blue team, it's gonna be Smart MSKI in the top lane. It's gonna be TG on the jungle. Hamas will be our Rek'Sai. In the mid lane, EXO shall be on the Zillion, and in the bottom lane, it'll be Zensho with the Lucian, and his support will be Nixta on the Karma.
Meanwhile, Empire X on the red side. That's going to be Cannon in the top lane with Shen. Tamsu in the jungle with Graves. Calculated in the mid lane with the surprise Nami. And for bot lane, it's going to be Genvi and Sunzi on the Vayne and the Sona. So first time sa 3 games natin na hindi tumodo invade ang MSKI dito sa jungle ng Empire X. But there will be a war there. Which is actually taken out immediately, but they know, at least alam na ng MSKI na this is going to be a grump start for Tamsu. So we weren't actually able to look at the team compositions in depth. So looking at MSKI, again, it's very focused on Zensho. Like, they're putting all their money on Zensho right now. He's on a Lucian, and you have the Rek'Sai, Zillion, and Karma to support this Lucian so he can really get himself snowballing throughout the game. You have a lot of tower dive potential and CC potential. You have the speed boost from the Karma, and then the stun and the pillar from Trundle and Zillion to really make some huge mid-game plays. So expect nyo guys na pagdating ng mid-game, MSKI is really gonna look to make those double TP plays. Meanwhile, on the side of Empire X, nakita natin, no, it's definitely snowball your AD carries game coming in for Empire X. They want this Graves to really snowball, and actually, ang dami rin tulong sa kanya because every single lane has CC to let Graves deal damage. You have the ult from Sona, the bubble from Calculated, and the taunt from Cannon. So if Graves can pick, choose your lane, basically, and see which one you can help at the snowball. And then Gen V, you know, he has a lot of support as well from Nami and this Sona. Dang, this Nami, I'm excited to see how this goes.
I am as well, but you know, speaking of snowball, look at this like rolling damage or rolling pressure that Mineski in the bottom lane is actually dealing against Gen V. If he didn't have Sunzi with the W, that's the heal of the Sona, to actually keep him sustained up, I would think he would already be backing off and then giving so much control here for the bottom side for Mineski.
Yeah, that's very true. Mid lane stun there. Nothing's gonna happen there. Actually, yeah, tama ka. This is definitely a bully lane coming in from Mineski kasi Lucian Karma, like, of all of the early game bot laners you could get, ito na yung combo. Definitely a lot of early game damage coming in from the side of Mineski with the Lucian and the Karma. Maybe Mineski can look to shut this lane down. I mean, if James uses Rek'Sai to full effect, which I know he can, then they can definitely make some differences, or they can definitely make a difference in this bot lane and really shut Gen V down. And looking at the CS difference right now, Lucian 23-12. So definitely giving Gen V a hard time to scale.
Yeah. The kid gloves are off, says Mineski.
Oh, seryoso na talaga to. This is all the pressure right now on these teams to make it. They have to keep their cool though. Kasi nakita nga natin kanina sa game 2, Mineski did have a tendency to over commit. Yeah. And when there's so much response again from Empire X, kasi kanina sa game 2, there were so many ways to respond on Empire X side with their composition. It's the same thing. Empire X can still use the Shen ult.
Oh! Here comes the gank. James though, caught up. Okay, so he gets stunned into the wall, but still that does not follow up with the help from the top tier, the bot tier 1. So that's not a punishment that Mineski will get, but still a little bit scary as, well, we do see that Zensho and Nixta were a little bit too out of position there to actually follow up onto James' engage.
Yeah, I would use the root from Karma before coming in as Rek'Sai. It's better that way. Kasi kung papasok si James, medyo telegraphed yung tunnels niya. So it will be more efficient if Nixta and James go in at the same time, or si Nixta yung mauuna with the root before they come in. Oh my gosh!
Good connect there. Flashes in, uses the ignite, but he has a heal double actually. And in the top lane, TG gonna get collapsed in by 2 members. He gets taken down there by Tomzu. That's going to be the first blood from him. Forces out the flash from Tomzu, but TG not expecting for Tomzu to actually follow in and get the first blood onto him. So AEX here, 5 minutes in, at least get themselves a very early tempo play.
Yeah, very nice job coming in there from Empire X and Cannon. Actually, medyo maganda rin yung Shen interaction with Trundle because you can avoid a lot of the auto attacks of Trundle with this Shen because of the new rework. Oh, but EXO
in the mid lane, they tried to follow up, but here comes James looking very hungry to try to get the kill. Oh, Calculated flashes in, goes in for the ignite, almost gets the kill there onto EXO and takes him down. That'll be the second kill here for Empire X. James tries to snipe in with the Prey Seeker, but it is not enough as Calculated is just chugging in on those potions.
And who would have thought at 6 minutes that this Nami would have the kill above the Zillion. Really nice to see. And again, yun na nga eh. This Tamsu is just gonna have an easy time picking lanes to gank. Because again, every lane has CC. So napakaraming options si Tamsu. Pipili lang siya ng lane and there's CC available at any store near you. So pretty much, it's gonna be a fun time for him. And again, Cannon are gonna have a nice matchup against TG. Kasi smack me with your club all you want. I can dodge all of those auto attacks with that rework Shen. So pretty good matchup, and he is getting a pretty nice CS lead, but the same can be said kasi si Zensho, maganda rin talaga. Yeah, Spirit's Refuge for Shen to dodge those auto attacks. But again, Zensho above in CS right now against this Gen V.
Tempo, here comes James, gonna go in, but that movement speed boost from Sunzi was so clutch. keeping himself not tethered against Nixta. Man, these are just engages that are like reaching to the very, very microscopic. If it doesn't like reach almost, this guy gets the kill.
And grabe, as in
My
nagpakita na ng
God.
mukha doon si James, double flash agad ang na-burn niya. So
Oh.
totally worth it. Gen V and Sunzi shouldn't be overextending that much without vision, especially against James who can take so many different paths.
Yeah.
So AEX really have to set down vision, and remember, they don't need to take these early fights. They don't want MSKI's bot lane to snowball. Because kapag naka-snowball on si Zensho, there's no telling how painful it will be for Empire X. So they really, really have to be careful, because Empire X giving up bot lane kills does two things. It snowballs Lucian, and it takes Gen V longer to scale. So they really don't want that happening. They have to be careful. Put down the bot lane vision that you need. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard for Empire X to get back into the game.
Tamzu, compared to Game 2, actually not putting any pressure at all onto this bottom lane. When he was Rek'Sai on Game 2, he actually ganked bot the most, and that gave Gen V, enough time and space to actually ramp up this vein. The problem now is that he actually went into the mid lane. Yes, they gave kills to Tamzu as well as calculated, but they've actually left their bottom lane to dry out. And yeah, Empire X do have that 1,000 gold lead, but then when it reaches that mid game, when Zensho gets his items, Gen V here might not be the best in terms of like getting anything for Empire X rolling.
Yeah, that's true. Although, kung isipin din kasi, if Rek'Sai decides to gank bot lane of MSKI, they'd already be on a sort of... rather Tamsu. If Tamsu as Graves decides to gank bot lane, they're already on a losing side because Gen V won't be able to give them a success gank since they're scaling.
Damn, that was so painful.
Yeah. So right now, I think it's okay if they're not really trying to get Gen V snowballing since he is a late game. It might be better for Tamsu to carry himself forward, to focus on your early game strength and just gank the mid and top and trust Gen V and Sunzi to just, farm under their turret.
Yeah, stay at the knife's edge. But the problem is, if you look at their CS, 76 to 43, are they actually gonna... Yeah, you already said that Bane is gonna be on the late game, but then are they comfortable with this kind of advantage for Zensho?
Yeah, we'll have to see, because at the same time that Zensho is winning the matchup, the same is true for top. Si Kano nanalo siya sa top lane, and that's 74 to 58. So Tamzu can choose. Will I go to bot lane and go for a losing matchup when my bot lane's so weak? Or will I just go for mid and top where I'll have better success, to get that gank going, since Gen V will probably be fine for now.
True.
So it's really a pretty hard decision to make, but at the same time, it makes sense na hindi naman nagagang si Tamsu sa bot, because he knows, he might just make things worse if he ganks down there at that bot lane. Although napakalaki talaga ng CS difference. It's almost twice the CS lead right now compared to Gen V right now. 83-46.
Yeah, that's exactly like you said, almost twice. And now we're only left to see one good ultimate here from Cannon actually being used, and that might actually turn the tide for the bottom lane here of Empire X. But look at the poke from Nixta, just putting the hurt onto Gen V and Sunzi, and Sunzi cannot heal it fast enough. But in the mid lane, there's the Nami tidal wave. Not gonna get the kill onto Axel there, as he does have his revive to keep him alive, but there is just too many members here from Empire X. They are tanking tower after tower, and TG a little bit too late to the party. 4.5 seconds cast compared to the Stan United is a bit too tall of a task for him to actually follow up onto his teammates.
Yeah, and really, like I said, once Tamsu ganks a lane, all you need to do is give him the CC and he'll do what you need. He got this. So basically, yun, gaya na sinabi mo, TG, late. Way too late. Like, he got there and the party was already over. So he will probably be doing better to just farm instead at top lane. But AEX doing a good job so far. I mean, other than the bot lane difference in CS, okay na okay yung Empire X dyan. Because Cannon's doing fine. He's 0-0-3 again. Kill participation from Cannon is on point this game. The best thing that they can do is probably to just put vision here at the bot side, so that eventually, once maybe Gen V gets a first item spike, then Cannon and Tamsu can go for a bot lane play, flank, and then that's when Gen V gets back in the game. But for now, I don't think masyado concerned yung Empire X na at a loss si Gen V, because as long as the rest of the team is going on and Tamsu's getting his kills, 2-0-2. This is a happy Graves. You can't have everything.
Yeah, happy G. But now next, or the first dragon of the game is actually an Infernal Dragon.
That's really good.
That's pretty important there.
If anything, MSKI is the one that wants this dragon the most. It'll really help them to snowball, get that Lucian going, maybe take down the bot turret early, and then mid lane, and then from there, you know, you just create all the plays. It kind of snowballs from there. So that Infernal Drake, I mean, nasa kanila na rin yung bot lane control eh. So they can really start setting up for this dragon, get it early. Yeah, use the culling, push them back, and after you take this first turret, go for the dragon. They were already pinging, and just like I said, they're gonna start it.
So here comes the clincher now for MSKI. Even if Empire X's bottom lane is hella out of, you know, CS or farm, they have Sun Z with a crescendo on a Sona.
Yeah.
This actually can set up enough time that if Empire X actually go for a counter objective initiate and they got a good crescendo, teleport or stand united from, you know, from cannon might actually be too much power there for MSKI to handle.
Yeah, exactly. So Canon, I mean, Empire X, they're really looking to just go for counter engages. They don't really want to be too aggressive kasi alam nila eh, this early to mid game, it's kind of the territory of MSKI talaga. This is where they're all spiking. It's the early to mid game. All they need is Tamsu to be in a good spot and Gen V to just keep CSing.
Yeah, because Tamzu is on a grave, so he can, you know, at least make up for the I guess the lost damage that you are trying to invest on a late game Vayne when she's down this much against a Lucian.
Yeah, that's true. And Athene's being locked in right now for calculated, so he will be getting those blood charges for increased healing, which would be very nice, lalo na sa mga AD carry niya. DC still deals slight some damage, but mainly utility mid laner. So right now, the gold lead is in favor of Empire X 4-0 on the kill score, and things looking good early on for Empire X despite MSKI having the early game team comp.
True. 2,000 gold lead here for Empire X.
Yeah.
And next, trying to harass Sun Z. Does put out a couple of pokes there, here in left and right, but still, look at this. Before the 14-minute mark, Zensha has already purchased himself an Essence Reaver to the Bilgewater Cutlass that Gen V has. They are really just relentless against Empire X.
You can feel that MSKI knows their clock is ticking. They're really trying to make the plays right now, but James needs to be the one to find those smarter pathways so that they can create engages for the team. Kasi when I say that MSKI feels the clock ticking, kapag dating kasi sa late game, medyo bababa na yung kill potential nila. Lucian will eventually fall off late game. The same can't really be said for Empire X when you have a double AD carry comp. They're definitely going to be dealing more damage at that stage unless PG can get himself rolling. But right now, it still looks quite even at top. In fact, Empire X with the first turret of the game.
So all of this harassment that MSKI are doing, even if it is again just you know, just putting deeper and deeper the rabbit hole Gen V, MSKI are not getting a lot of objectives out of this one because yeah, they got the Infernal Dragon, but then Rift Herald and top tier 1 were actually given to Empire X, and that that Rift Herald was actually given to Tamzu. So this is more fighting potential that they're gonna empower onto Tamzu, and when a fight clashes out, it could be something that they invested correctly on. But there's the culling being used by
so
Zensho.
Yeah, MSKI gets the bot lane turret, so at least even na sila ngayon sa turrets, but they should, I repeat, they should be a bit worried that they're not the one with the gold lead right now compared to Empire X. And again, gaya na sinabi ko ng pick and ban phase, I was imagining MSKI to be a bit more aggressive at this stage of the game, but it's so far, no, they haven't been able to find that opening. James and TG need to coordinate along with Zillion, you know. Bot lane being broken is a huge opening right now.
There's the connection onto Tamsu, but you do have Sun Z with the ultimate there. There's the tidal wave, actually trying to catch off any of the members here from MSKI, but here comes TG with that Ice Pillar, tries to at least block off the passageway there from the side of Empire X, but still, no blood has been shed just yet. Cannon using his Spirit's Refuge to actually dodge out some damage from the auto attacks of Zensho, but still, nothing has actually come out of that one. It's just all these teams showing their muscles against their opponents.
Exactly.
Basically.
Yung inahanap ko talaga is yung synergy nila in Game 1, actually. I'm waiting to see MSKI pull off the same synergy they did in Game 1, especially with this team composition. I mean, sure, it's not that as easy to engage as it was, but I'm looking for James to put down that deep jungle vision and then have Nixta and EXO, start roaming and making use of this double TP. They haven't been able to make any plays with this double TP so far, usually only using it to get back to lane.
Yeah,
So,
and the real thing, actually, one of the things I want to point out is that because of how the changes are to the minions here, when you do lose, I believe, a tower, your lane minions get stronger. Or sorry, when you destroy a tower, your lane minions get stronger, right?
Yeah.
And this is actually a good thing for Gen B because of that, bot tier 1 going down for them, there is a possibility that there will be a wave stacking up in this bot.
For him.
Yeah, for him.
Yeah, that's
and of
true.
course, well, MSKI cannot stop this wave from pushing, and they really can't overextend unless they want to get caught out by a fed-up Cannon and Tomsu and, just wreck it for themselves. So Gen B, slowly but surely, will actually still get himself some sort of income, even if MSKI have been so relentless in harassing him out of the lane, again, because of this wave change that happened.
Yeah. Kasi yung best move talaga for MSKI is to be able to secure objectives with their team comp para matakot si Vayne mag-CS. But
Tidal Wave knocking up
engage.
James, double knock-up with the help from the Aqua Prison, but the teleport from Cannon was just there to show his support. He does have his ultimate actually up. There's the culling connecting onto Tomzu here, as well as the time bomb.
Oh.
Cannon looks for a flank, but he does exit out with his own Shadow Dash in the bottom lane. Gen V is still free farming. He is actually gap closing at 168, 121. Actually, a while ago, I think it was like 150, 100.
Yeah, almost twice
Yeah.
the CS. But now, Gen V being left alone to the side, AEX know that they can't really return a gank at this point. So alam nila, guys, hindi pa tayo ganun kalakas. Let's just back off. Sure, let them have the early turrets. As long as Gen V's getting his CS, we know that we're in a good place. Besides, it's just a clown Drake. So give it up. Let MSKI have this one. Babawi tayo mamaya.
Yeah, let me have this one too. Like, if it dies, I'm gonna try to do that sound.
All right, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, let's see if it's like
Actually,
fun.
AEX are going to contest.
If they are, then I won't be able to do that sound now. And Tomsu going in, look at this, very aggressive with that Yomu's Ghostblade, gets knocked up though. And does he actually do have a bad position? No, it looks like Empire X are collapsing perfectly here against MSKI.
Wow.
One people, two go down. Nice stun there coming out of EXO, but still they did expend 2 players just for that Clown Dragon. And Empire X here looking to get this bot tier 1 for their hands. And MSKI not respecting the damage as well as the front line that Tomzu and Cannon can actually deal for Empire X.
Yeah, I want to see a replay of that because I want to find out how MSKI lost that clash. They were probably thinking, what was that fact? That Clown Drake is actually the most painful of all of the dragons. So they probably took a lot of sustained damage during that fight. And we'll see maybe later if we can get a replay of the team fight. But at least Empire X was able to get something out of it. So kahit na they gave up the worst dragon and they got 2 kills out of it. So they're also able to get bot lane turrets, so at least they're able to get something out of that. Though 2 dragons right now for MSKI, Infernal and Clown Drake. So they will be moving. Actually, mas maganda yun actually for MSKI. So, let's take a look at a replay right now. So, Dragon was taken and AEX. Actually, medyo natakot na kasi sobrang deep ni Tamsu tsaka ni Cannon. But the point was, they were able to distract the entire team of MSKI who were already low, and they gave Gen V an opening para makapag-deal siya ng damage throughout the entire fight. So no one was touching Gen V this entire fight, and they're able to get a couple of kills. So Gen V gets 1 kill, and I think they're gonna kill either James or EXO afterwards. So at least they were able to get 2 kills for that, and 1 did go to Gen V. So they don't mind giving away 1 dragon as long as they got bot turret and the kill. So 2k gold lead pa rin po para sa Empire X, able to even out the turret score at 20 minutes in.
Yeah, before it was a 1,000 gold lead for Zenshaw against Gen V, and now it actually shifted to around 600 or 500 now.
So Gen V able to catch up. Yung ginagawa lang ng Empire X, they're distracting in the other lanes so that Gen V...
Wow! Zenshaw getting immediately popped here by Tomzu. There's the tidal wave to actually split away the members of MSKI, and Tomzu is a little bit out of position. He tries to dash out, but look at that damage just coming out of Tomzu. Zenshaw did not know what hit him in the first place there. You know what would hit him? That was Tomzu's graves.
Yeah,
My goodness.
He's got warriors and Yomus right now, so that's freaking painful right now on that grave.
Look at Tomzu, so fearless, has the Stand United. He is just going in, but there is a knockup from James, just slapping him down. That's a shutdown onto the graves here, but they are trying to get away and get this mid-tier 1 for themselves, but this is the retreat of Empire X, and look at this. MSKI are looking for the re-engage, but are they doing too much against Empire X here, as Hamas is very low in HP, whereas the Bane Genvi is still just backing up, but Cannon is taking quite a bit of damage. He is a very, very tanky Shen here for the side of Empire X, and Empire X are still alive and kicking. And look at this, Cannon gets the kill there onto Hamas, and this is still not anybody's game, but they get the pop onto Genvi. That was a nice bomb kill there from Zensho, or sorry, from EXO. And this is a 3-for-2, and it looks like Zensho here, as well as the other members of MSKI, gonna be able to get this mid-tier 2 for themselves.
Yeah, 2-for-3 exchange. MSKI barely making it worth it. Actually, medyo natakot ako doon kasi sobrang tagal ng engage, and I thought MSKI was gonna get countered on. But I think this all began with Tamsu being way too over-aggressive.
Yeah.
Medyo na-excite siya sa damage niya against Zensho, but keep in mind, that's when he has his ult. Without collateral damage, you're not going to be able to burst everyone under the turret, especially without support from any kind of CC from your team.
Yeah.
So Tamsu can't be too aggressive. Kailangan niya pa rin i-calculate yung damage niya because otherwise, stuff like that happens. Tamsu, so aggressive.
Well,
and I know it was going to be supported by Cannon, but it's extremely telegraphed and it's under a turret. So, you know, easy knock-up coming in from James and the rest of the team. And then this is the part where MSKI, you know, slowly but surely, they're able to get a favorable engage. I mean, Cannon was dealing a lot of damage actually throughout the rest of the trade, but MSKI with Lucian, Lucian's just able to deal a lot of damage in that team fight, and they're able to get a 2-out-of-3 exchange.
Yeah. Plus, I think the biggest thing there was that they actually tried to get the chase onto EXO and not onto Zensho.
Yeah.
Tamsu had a red buff, and he had Cannon piggyback riding on him with the Stand United. One auto attack from Tamsu, slow, and then enough gap close for Cannon. I think EXO or Zensho would have been a better target there rather than EXO.
Yeah. Although, for me, it was just a bad idea, like, as a whole, because there's so much risk.
Yeah.
Like,
but
Cannon was, as in, kita ng buong MSKI yung play na yon, and they were doing it under turret. So, I mean, si Cannon tsaka si Tamsu, pwede sila mag-dive under turret, but Genvi and Nami and Sonar are all squishy. So, syempre, magkakaroon ng dilemma because Empire X, the rest of the team, is not as tanky as Tamsu.
Wow, Tamsu is just fearless right now. He's going in with the ultimate of the Shen there.
Ooh.
And they're going to try to get the pick off here onto Nixta. Will this force the ultimate from EXO to actually go onto the support? And that's not going to be the case. There's still the ultimate here for EXO up in the live for the side of MSKI. And they are just focusing here on the DG, who has a subjugate onto himself. But look at this. That was a nice 3-man stun coming out of EXO. The re-engage is not possible here from the side of MSKI. But still, Empire X, with the help from Tamsu and Cannon, are just making it a little bit too difficult for MSKI to actually go for a counter engage. The tankiness on this Graves is just a little bit too real, and we'll have to see how MSKI actually stops this, well, one-sided play here from Empire X, that they cannot have a strategy to go up against. Cannon going in with a dash as well as that Spirit's Refuge to stop the attacks here, but he's very tanky. I mean, the only damage that MSKI can actually do is possibly magic damage, and look at this, Genvi has already gotten back and he is full health, and Tamsu is still relentless. Look at this, he has one bomb onto his health, but doesn't matter. Second bomb will actually have stun him, but it does not connect as he was a little bit too fast on the reaction time, and Cannon, deja vu, looks for another dash onto his opponents, has a Spirit's Refuge to give onto Empire X their first Clan Dragon. So, that away coming out of Calculated there, gets the knock up onto TG. TG a little bit too tanky as well, has a Spirit Visage as well as that Glacial Shroud, but the objective has gone into the hands of Empire X here. So, mission accomplished, and as MSKI are backing off, this might actually beg Empire X to get themselves the mid-tier 1 finally, or will they actually try to do another dive under turret?
Yeah, because it's a bit scary. If Empire X makes the same mistake that MSKI did in Game 2 where they overcommit and they over-engage, the double stun and the knock-up and the response from TG and James poses a real threat.
Forces the flash out of there as Cannon going in with the stun. 2-man knock-up here from James. They'd love to collapse onto this one. Very low HP onto Calculated, but good collateral damage, actually shutting out the members of MSKI. Nice. And look at that, they get the flank, and they get the steal onto the kill onto Zensho. Good crescendo coming out of Sunzi here, stopping the possible re-engage that MSKI were looking for. Double man time bomb, or sorry, 2 time bomb onto Cannon, but still not getting a kill onto this Shen. And that will be Empire X getting 2
2
kills.
kills and a turret.
Yeah,
now
and a
they're on
turret.
5k gold lead. They've got 3 turrets. They have their own dragon now. Things are looking pretty scary kasi we're noticing for the past 5 minutes of the game, MSKI nagre-respond lang sila sa actions ng AEX. It's not MSKI making the plays anymore. At 26 minutes in, if we take a look at this replay, Empire X are the ones moving forward, making the plays. We see actually Tamsu is really the one doing so much damage here, and he's posing. He and Cannon are posing to be such big distractions that no one's focusing Genvi. Look at Genvi. There's no one touching him except for TG. Sure, MSKI gets a bonus kill, but other than that, Tamsu just deals so much damage again. Cannon, Tamsu, they're a tag team right now.
This is Crescendo from
the
Sunzi.
rest of the members, and bam! Crescendo, really nice. I would have liked it kung na-combo niya na with a collateral damage, but again, basically Empire X are able to create this like 2-3 group where you have Cannon and Tamsu distracting the other members so that you leave Genvi safe to deal damage in the backline. So great job from Empire X. They know how to team fight with this kind of team composition. And MSKI, honestly, parang medyo nalilito sila kung ano kailangan gawin nila. Earlier in the pick and ban phase, we were discussing how one of the best options for the team is to make picks and use global presence. You use the Karma, the Zillion, and the Rek'Sai to create kills for Lucian. But Lucian is sitting at 2-2-2, and he isn't exactly, dealing a lot of damage right now because, again, MSKI's just been responding to Empire X's plays.
And you do have to note that the longer this game does progress, the stronger Genvi does turn into.
Yeah.
Or turn into a monster, I mean.
So we'll see what they decide to do. Empire X going for a 1-4 split push. And I honestly think TG is still a bit afraid to go 1v1 against this Shen. But he is able to defend so far this top lane turret.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Zensho is moving to the
Tamsu
bot
here.
lane.
2v1 right now. He dashes over, but here comes his comrade. That's going to be Cannon.
Whoa.
But the tether is real. Will they get the catch onto James? Yes. They dash in on over him, and they are just walking all over this Rek'Sai. Teleport comes out of TG. They get the catch. They get the kill onto Nixa there. Oh, nice crescendo there onto EXO, and he is just a little bit out of position.
Oh,
but
this is bad.
They're so low in HP here that the time bombs are actually able to zone out the members of Empire X, and Empire X are just giving this to MSKI. They are just forcing themselves a bit too much, and they actually get flanked as they force themselves over the own jungle of MSKI there.
Yeah, that was a very, very high-risk fight that Empire X decided to take, and they might actually potentially be giving up Baron because of it. Actually, you would think, why didn't Empire X just bait MSKI to Baron? Now they're the ones who are at the low. They're not the ones with the upper hand. It's
Still,
MSKI.
MSKI have to respect this one as Cannon is full HP, and this Baron is being another hero or another hero for the side of Empire X. Sunzi is trying to clutch it with the heals, with the damage up boost, as well as that MS boost. He will get taken down, but still, they did stop the take from this Baron, so that will be a mission accomplished here for the side of Empire X. Still, Empire X have respawned, and this is going to be a fight that MSKI might not want to take, as this is going to be a almost full HP'd up members of Empire X gonna try to contest this Baron if MSKI try to do it for the second time.
Yeah, so again, Empire X medyo consolation prize lang yung Baron stopping for their over-aggressive play at bot lane. So they should, the fight at bot lane was way too messy. They weren't able to lock down any members, and eventually, parang na-sandwich sila ng buong MSKI. They were locked in to enemy territory and they weren't able to get the kills that they needed. They ended up giving 3 kills and almost a Baron. But at least see Cannon and Sunzi, they're able to stop the Baron take. Right now, MSKI's gonna have a bit of a hard time. I believe the next dragon is gonna be another bad dragon. So, never mind. This is gonna be going over to Baron now. They have to be able to set up this Baron. However, keep in mind, Genvi now has 2 core items and the BF Sword.
Wow.
So be afraid.
Yeah, aside from being afraid in terms of the items here of Genvi, I just noticed this third game, we have already 3 dragons that are Cloud.
Yeah, that's true. I don't like it.
I
am very disappointed.
I don't like it, and I don't even love it.
I'm very disappointed in RNG today.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll see how this Baron fight goes. There's a lot of vision from both sides. Both teams know how important this next objective is. But Cannon split pushing at bot lane, and there's no one responding right now. TG is already at Baron, and this could mean them giving up the bot lane in a turret, actually.
TJ cannot actually go back from this one because if
No
they
TP.
do, yeah, he doesn't have a TP exactly. But MSKI here are relentless. They're
Whoa.
gonna try to get the cash here onto the mid tier 2 as they are knocking onto the base, almost knocking onto the inner base of Empire X here. Empire X are gonna be happy or at least content with giving this mid tier 2. It's not the best of objectives to defend, especially when an inhibitor might be a casualty here if they do lose a couple of members. Dragon is now live, but I think it actually might help now that we are on the second Cloud Dragon for both of these teams, and rotations are a pretty important thing. Calculated very low in HP, doesn't have his tidal wave there, but the shield from Cannon keeping it alive for the meantime. And look at this from the backside, Tom's doing what they can, but this is 3-man class from MSKI. He goes down to Zansho, and that'll be a 1-for-1 trade, but there's the ultimate from EXO actually saving James, his comrade, and they are collapsing now onto Cannon. I mean, Cannon's a very tanky Shen here, but is it enough that they will not get the cash and the re-engage from Empire X is real? No, it's gonna be Cannon alive and still a
freaking tanky,
line.
actually.
They
were barely doing any damage to Cannon that entire time, and he's still like 80% health right now.
The heals from
insane.
Calculated,
yeah,
and Sunzi are keeping him alive.
Freaking blood charges, dude, from Athenes is just keeping Cannon immortal, but the one they wanted to keep immortal is the one that died. Tamsu needs to stay alive in fights if they want to win any team fights, but MSKI, you know, they took a very decisive fight.
Tidal wave knock up onto EXO, and will they be able to follow that one up as Genvi? Oh, he actually got a brunt of the damage here from the side of MSKI, and this is just like, if you're trying to chop wood with axe,
yeah, it's gonna take forever.
And that is what's happening to Cannon. Double knock up there, but there is no re-engage opportunity from the side of Empire X, and all that MSKI can get from that one is a top 2-1. I think that's a pretty good one, as there is a literal brick wall here for Empire X in the form of Cannon.
Brick wall na may unlimited sustain from the Nami and the Sona. Honestly, that's so frustrating kasi keep in mind, MSKI still have a composition that's on a timer and their damage is going to fall off over time. So sobrang nakakainis na nawawala na nga kayo ng damage, hinihil pa na Nami tsaka ng Sona na unlimited. It's like having a Soraka basically already in the game, and that's very frustrating. However, yung problema nga is si Tamsu yung namatay. They want Tamsu to be alive with Genvi because they're the main damage dealers of these team fights. So right now, this Baron buff is really the huge objective that these guys want to take. I don't even think anyone's considering taking this stupid dragon anymore.
Oh my god, you're hurting its feelings, man.
No, it's not the dragon's fault. I love Clown Drake as a concept. It's Riot's fault for making it so weak. They need to buff it. They really need to buff that dragon.
Yeah, maybe they should get back that movement speed in combat. It could be something.
Or maybe, well, what would be even a nice buff for Clown Drake? Maybe
Better movement speed, or not as slow.
What if it's attack speed?
That would be. Wow, actually, I think that's too much.
Yeah, actually, I think it might be too much too.
Like if you get like
you get like a 5 ADC comp and then you get like 3 Clown Dragons. Oh my god.
Like even with the Jax, that's so scary. Oh, Ice Pillar there connecting onto Calculated. Good use of the tidal wave, actually disengaged here for the side of Empire X, as well as that condemned to the wall onto TG. Still, they did expend here an ultimate for Calculated, and that might be a very vital ultimate that Empire X will be able to use against MSKI. Now,
man, what will MSKI do at this point? They are starting the Baron. This is gonna get pretty risky right now. Will AEX? Remember, there's no tidal wave.
AEX do know of this now. There's the ultimate onto Tomzu. This is rinse and repeat. 3-man crescendo coming out of Sunzi, and where's the damage that Empire X are looking for? Genvi trying to do what he can, and James does have our Guardian Angel onto himself, so he can survive from that one. But they are focusing down Zensho, and they have taken down the Lucian, the main damage dealer here for the side of MSKI. James trying to run away with his burrow, but it is not enough as he is being chased down by Genvi, and this opens up the Baron for Empire X. MSKI did not want that fight at all as Zensho was picked out, and James was the only one trying to defend.
Honestly, there's no one who can deal with Cannon right now on the Shen. He's pushing away every single member of MSKI that he steps close to, and it's just so distracting. There's no one that can touch him, and Genvi's just free. The free hit.
Genvi so low in HP, but he is getting healed by Sunzi as well as Calculated. One smack here from Nixta does get the assassination onto him, And now it's just a back and forth fight here. And MSKI are looking to win this one as Tamsu, as well as Calculated, do not have enough mana and HP to actually make this a worthy fight for Empire X. Flashes over the time bomb, and Sunzi might be able to survive. Yes, he will. And wow, MSKI now have some control of this Baron and no vision here for the side of Empire X. So they have to go into this one blind if MSKI do start off this big objective.
Empire X just took such a risky Baron, honestly. Because of that Baron take, Gen V got so low. We saw him start at such low HP at that fight, and then he's the first one to go out. This is the first team fight where Gen V is the first one to go down compared to the rest of his teammates, and it opens up the Baron right now for MSKI.
Wow, look at that end of the line from Tamsu though. Loss of damage onto EXO, but it doesn't matter anymore as MSKI were able to get themselves that Baron and as well as a lot of kills against Empire X here. And the next objective, yes, it is a Cloud Drake.
Yeah.
But then this is the second Cloud Drake and rotations. I think for this time, you know, just trying to pressure lane after lane, especially when you have the Baron, is gonna be pretty good combination with this dragon.
Yeah. I'm very sorry, Cloud Dragon. I didn't mean to call you stupid. I just got carried away. It's actually a pretty nice dragon. But
Yeah.
actually, it's best when you're able to get several. Kasi honestly,
Siyempre,
it's
stack
pretty. Kasi if you think about it, double Clown Drake and then Zillion speed boost and then Karma speed boost, like if you want movement speed, that's what you need.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
a huge amount of movement speed. I think still that the Baron call was very, very risky from Empire X, especially since Gen V allowed himself to get so low. That's the worst mistake you can make on Empire X right now because your job is to make sure that Gen V, siya yung main damage dealer talaga eh. And wow, that bomb damage from EXO dealing so much damage right now to Empire X.
50%.
Yeah.
Basically.
They need to really sustain. Actually, at this point, okay na kung mamatay si Tamsu. Just make sure Gen V is the last out of all of them. They need to... Actually, their vision, their map's pretty dark. They need to get better vision to make sure that Gen V doesn't get caught out. Kasi sobrang daming ways na pwedeng ma-pick off ito si Gen V. There's so much, like double bubble, James catching up to you, or TG putting down the pillar. Things are very scary right now, and MSKI have gotten a hold of the game once again. We thought they were losing their grip. Now they're the ones who are making the moves. They have the Baron. Can they get this inhibitor?
The siege of MSKI has begun. A double zoning tool there from the time bombs from this Zillion will push out a bit MSKI. TG gets knocked up, and there's the engage with the tidal wave. Gets a knock up there onto Nixta, but double man stun from the side here of EXO, and Empire X are trying to at least re-engage.
Oh my gosh,
damn,
really?
the damage is just too real. Oh, they deliver it. The time bomb delivery system with the help from TG gets the execute onto Genvi there. And Cannon, even if he has all of the heals in the world, does not stop the siege from MSKI. They get the top tier 3 and looks for the inhibitor. They still have the Baron here, and they can actually get and possibly get themselves even more turrets out of this one. The main damage dealer here from the side of Empire X is down. This is, wow, from Empire X actually getting the better out of this fight. And then MSKI with some timely fight and back onto the Baron against Empire X have now gotten a strong and solid foothold of this match.
Yeah, and honestly, Zillion bombs plus the on-point Zillion bombs plus Gen V's mispositioning, it's what's really causing them to lose here. Nakita natin kanina, Gen V, for the second time in the past 10 minutes, has been the first one to go down in a team fight. And again, worst mistake from Empire X that they can make. They should be taking care of Gen V much more. You can't underestimate the damage anymore from EXO because he's got a 10 stack Rod of Ages, the Rabadons, the Void Staff. He hurts like hell right now.
Yeah,
and if that double stun lands onto Gen V, you're dead for sure. Unless Sunzi can save you. He's not the Zillion anymore in this game. You don't have 2 lives.
This is the last stand for Empire X. Oh my goodness, this is it. Oh, there's the crescendo, there's the tidal wave. They go in, TG still alive, uses the his own ultimate onto himself. But no, they get the catch on the stand show. They pop him, they try to re-engage, they try to chase it onto MSKI here, but they don't have enough movement speed. But they still get the catch onto Zensho. I think Zensho there.
He got way too excited. Zensho was so far forward, he was dashing in because there was no turret here anymore at this mid lane. No turret, he thought he could move forward. But again, there's still a lot of lockdown from Empire X. Kapag nag-overextend ka, may taunt, may crescendo, and then the bubble from Nami. So many things to catch you off guard. And remember, Lucian, he's not very tanky. You can still get bursted out by this Graves and by this Gen V eventually with the DPS. So really, MSKI got too excited with the foothold they've had so far.
You know, I think the reason why Zensho actually got caught, there was so much movement speed that he didn't expect he would actually be there. And then, what am I doing here? Back off, back off, back off.
I told you, dude, double cloud drake, maybe it's not a good thing after all.
Let's see that, let's see that. I
Okay.
felt like he had so much movement speed
We
there.
have to watch Zensho, because Zensho is the one who dies first here. So Gen V, good job. He's kept alive most of the time. The fight's actually going very fairly. Nice double crescendo coming in from the rest from Sunzi. And then Zensho gets a bit overconfident. And okay,
See, the movement speed.
Yeah, the movement speed. And Zensho like, oh my god, what am I doing here?
He misses the dash, that's why.
The dash. The dash. And he just moved way too far forward. Those, if you look at it, it's actually not that far in. But every single movement you make at this point in the game matters so much, in him being a bit behind.
Oh, there's the dash from Garena, there's the tidal wave. They go in, and Hamas is out here to dry for his own team, and Hamas is tanking so much. Here comes Tamsu in the backline with the collateral damage, and now Cannon is still alive. They get a crescendo win, but it misses anybody. Oh, TG is getting hammered in by Genvi, and Tamsu, as well as Genvi, is doing so much work from Empire X. They're chasing down MSKI. 50 seconds for the respawn here of MSKI, and this might have given Empire X enough time to get themselves an inhibitor. And if you check this top lane and bottom lane,
it's pushing right now.
Yeah, they're both pushing.
There are literally all the options in the world for Empire X right now because of the failed gank. I mean, the failed initiate once again from MSKI. That's the second time they push into mid and don't get it successfully. And now Empire X, they have the Baron, they have top and bot pushing, the Dragon's coming up soon as well. They have so many options, and this mid inhib's going down for sure.
Wow, and I was saying how MSKI got so much control out of that one. Empire X has slammed it back into the base. Tamsu actually just running in front of his own opponents, and then like, nope. Dash away.
Alam mo, pre, I can feel the hunger right now. Like,
oh man.
Like Tamsu is freaking dashing in, and Zensho's dashing in, and all the AD carries are freaking dashing in right now. They have to keep their composure, because honestly, what's happening right now is both of them want to win this game so bad that they're kind of overextending. They need to be very careful right now with their positioning. Zensho and Genvi both dying first in the team fights is showing that their positioning, they're not being careful right now. They have to be very careful because their main damage dealers, you know, they have to stay alive.
Careful, Cannon here might get caught out. He dashes over, but James is still in his tail, trying to go in, but this is a tanky Shen that they cannot actually take down.
He's delaying.
He's trying to delay them. Baron. But this is just a walk by here for the side of MSKI. They can actually do it. Genvi is getting healed from Sunzi here, though, but they have to at least put Sunzi in the front line to tank for Genvi. So that'll be the case. And oh my goodness, MSKI are a little bit too late for this one. Look at that. Bubble. It's low in HP. It's gonna be close here. Nice crescendo there from Sunzi. Who will get the steal? It's gonna be Samsu. They try to go in, but they line up for Empire X. They're going in. The ultimate is on Zensho there, but no, not the perfect timing there. And Cannon gets to execute onto him. The most important member from MSKI has gone down. One more. This is a 3v4. I mean, Sunzi has gone down from Empire X, but that is just the support. Genvi gets taken down by the time bomb, but the mid lane is open. This is with a Baron up Empire X. MSKI here, they have to dig deep and just defend and hope that Zensho is going to be there in time. Will it actually be? This is two super minions there with the side here from Empire X. Tamsu a little bit too deep from that one. There's the heal from Calculator here to keep him alive. The time bomb as well as 2 grit. Is it enough? No, it will not execute him.
Zillion though.
James does have the ultimate onto himself, but they are not executing him. They will get the kill right about now, and he just drowns to the tidal wave.
Oh my gosh!
Calculated. This is just one more Nexus turret. Oh my god! The Nexus is up. It is just getting hammered in by Empire X. Oh my goodness! Oh my god! Empire X wins this. What just happened? Oh my goodness! What was that?
Well played. Oh my goodness. Like, look at Empire X's faces right now.
Oh my god.
Guys, FYI, si Sunzi lang po yung nasa Garena right now, so he's alone. But he's speaking to his members through comms, and oh my gosh, what an insane...
Sorry.
What an insane freaking game. We just went through what was possibly...
Oh my god.
That was probably the biggest roller coaster ride we ever went through in a game. MSKI And Empire X fought till the very end. And looking at the end game screen, can we take a look at the damage right now? Though?
Yeah, we'll have it in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, so we'll take a look at the damage dealt
Oh my
from that.
god,
But
that was just...
guys, Empire X for the first time in 3 splits will be going to Rampage 2016 for the PGS Finals. EXO, he had such great moments with his bombs. He was able to deal so much damage, but in the end, they failed the 2 engages at mid lane. And eventually, you know, Tamsu and Genvi were just able to deal so much damage throughout that game. And I mean, MSKI, we both saw they looked like they had a really great hold on the game when we were entering 30 minutes. They were able to do such a great time. But towards the end, MSKI, like we said, their damage was going to fall off. And EXO, you can't rely on him to double bomb every single member of Empire X.
And there was this one point in that final fight in front of the Baron that EXO actually used his ultimate on Zensho, and it timed out.
He used it. This is what we mean when at this point in the game, 35 minutes above, every single movement counts. And 1 millisecond of Zensho being out of position, 1 millisecond of Genvi being out of position to get double bump, all those things mattered. And towards the end, again, MSKI, even though it looked like they had a hold, it was the time for Genvi and Tamsu to shine. They had the double AD carry composition, they had the better late game damage, and even though EXO did so much, he could only do so much. Until Empire X eventually punished MSKI for making the game last too long, and then wow.
I cannot believe that just happened. I thought it was in the hands of MSKI, and then Empire X just come out a swinging, basically.
They really didn't.
Oh, wow.
We're going to have a representative of Visayas, you know, from Iloilo. They're going to be representing their hometown to go over to Rampage 2016 playoffs at World Trade Center on July 23. We're going to be interviewing Sunzi, the support of Empire X, in just a bit. But GG, well played to both teams, honestly. They are both winners already.
And before that, papalit pa rin namin kayo dito para sa Rampage. Alright, so that concludes this best of 3 series. But again, we will be having an interview there with Sunzi. So stay tuned, guys, to let's talk to Sunzi, get the breakdown of how they actually got that Game 3 against MSKI. Again, you're watching the Pro Gaming Series 2016 Summer Split. We have just ended playoffs day 2, and we're just gonna get back again with an interview with Sunzi. And this is brought to you by our official sponsor, Bacchus Energy Drink. Drive your energy. I'm Astra, and of course here with me now is Amplifier. So we'll be back after a very short break, guys. Lady flashes in, goes in for Nick 9, almost gets the kill there onto EXO and takes him down. That'll be the second kill here for Empire X. James tries to snipe in with a Prey Seeker, but it is not enough as Calculated is just there, as he does have his revive to keep him alive, but there is just too many members here from Empire X. They are tanking tower after tower, and TG a little bit too late. And Tamsu going in, look at this, very aggressive with that Yomu's Ghost Blade, gets knocked up though, and does he actually have a bad position? No, it looks like Empire X are collapsing perfectly here against MSKI. 1 people to go down. Nice stun there coming out of EXO, but still they did expend 2 players just for that Clown Dragon, and Empire X here looking to get this bot tier 1 for their hands, and MSKI not respecting the damage as well as the front line that Tamsu and Cannon can actually deal for Empire X.
Yeah, I want to see a replay.
Tamsu so fearless, has the Stand United. He is just going in, but there is a knockup from James, just slapping him down. That's a shutdown onto the Graves here, but they are trying to get away and get this mid-tier 1 for themselves, but this is the retreat of Empire X, and look at this. MSKI are looking for the re-engage, but are they doing too much against Empire X here, as James is very low in HP, whereas the Bane Genvi is still just backing up, but Cannon is taking quite a bit of damage. He is a very, very tanky Shen here for the side of Empire X, and Empire X are still alive and kicking, and look at this, Cannon gets the kill there onto James, and this is still not anybody's game, but they get the pop onto Genvi. That was a nice bomb kill there from Zensho, or sorry, from EXO. And this is a 3 for 2, and it looks like Zenshu here, as well as the other members of MSKI, gonna be able to get this mid-tier 2 for themselves.
Yeah, 2 for 3
now
exchange.
He's going in with the ultimate of the Shen there, and they're gonna try to get the pick off here onto Nixta. Will they force the ultimate from EXO to actually go onto the support? And that's not gonna be the case. There's still the ultimate here for EXO up in the live for the side of MSKI, and they are just focusing here on the DG, who has subjugate onto himself. But look at this, that was a nice 3-man stun coming out of EXO. The re-engage is not possible here from the side of MSKI. Mineski, but still, Empire X, with the help of Toms, they dash in on over him, and they are just walking all over this Rek'Sai. Teleport comes out of TG, they get the catch, they get the kill onto Nixa there. Nice crescendo there onto EXO, and he is just a little bit out of position, but
this is bad.
They're so low in HP here that the time bombs are actually able to zone out the members of Empire X, and Empire X are just giving this to Mineski. They are just forcing themselves a bit too much, and they actually doesn't have his tidal wave there, but the shield from Cannon keeping it alive for the meantime. And look at this from the backside, Toms are doing what they can, but this is 3-man class from Mineski. He goes down to Zensho, and that'll be a 1-for-1 trade, but there's the ultimate from EXO actually saving James, his comrade, and they are collapsing now onto Cannon. I mean, Cannon's a very tanky Shen here, but is it enough that they will not get the catch and the re-engage from Empire X is real? No, it's gonna be Cannon alive and
so freaking tanky actually.
There's the ultimate on Samsu. This is rinse and repeat. 3-man crescendo coming out of Sunzi, and where's the damage that Empire X are looking for? Genvi trying to do what they can, and James does have our Guardian Angel onto himself, so he can't survive from that one, but they are focusing down Zensho, and they have taken down the Lucian, the main damage dealer here for the side of Mineski. James trying to run away with his burrow, but it is not enough as he is being chased down by Genvi, and this open hit. Genvi so low in HP, but he is getting healed by Sunzi as well as calculated. One smack here from Nixta does get the assassination onto him, and now it's just a back and forth fight here, and Mineski are looking to win this one as Tamsu as well as calculated do not have enough mana and HP to actually make this a worthy fight for Empire X. Flashes over the time bomb, and Sunzi might be able to survive. Yes, he will engage with the tidal wave, gets a knock up there onto Nixta, but double man stun from the side here of EXO, and Empire X are trying to at least re-engage, but damn, the damage is just too real. They deliver it! The time bomb delivery system with the help from TG gets the execute onto Genvi there, and Cannon, even if he has all of the heals in the world, does not stop. There's the dash from Cannon, there's the tidal wave, they go in, and James is out here to dry for his own team, and James is tanking so much. Here comes Tams with the backline with the collateral damage, and now Cannon is still alive. They get a crescendo win, but it misses anybody. TG is getting hammered in by Genvi, and Tamsu as well as Genvi is doing so much work from Empire X. They're chasing down Mineski. 50 seconds for the respawn here of Mineski, and this might have given Empire trying to go in, but they line up for Empire X. They're going in. The ultimate is on Zensho there, but no, not the perfect timing there. And Cannon gets to execute onto him. The most important member from Mineski has gone down. One more. This is a 3v4. I mean, Sunzi has gone down from Empire X, but that is just the support. Genvi gets taken down by the time bomb, but the mid lane is open. This is with a Baron of Empire calculated here to keep him alive. The time bomb as well as 2 grit. Is it enough? No, it will not execute him.
Zillion though.
James does have the ultimate onto himself, but they are not executing him. They will get the kill right about now, and he just drowns to the tidal wave.
My god!
Calculated. This is just one more Nexus turret. Oh my god! The Nexus is up, and it's just getting hammered in by Empire X. Oh my goodness! Oh my god! Empire X wins this. What just happened? Oh my.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and again, this is Pro Gaming Series 2016 Summer Split Playoffs, and we just had an insane best-of-3 series between Empire X and Mineski. Both played very well today, but it's Empire X that walks away with the win. I'm here right now with the support of Acclaim Empire X, Sunzi. Welcome. First of all, how do you guys feel? Because you guys have been around for 3 splits now, and this is going to be your first time to be at Rampage for the finals of the Pro Gaming Series. So how does the team feel?
I mean, they're very happy.
Oh wait, your mic.
Okay. I think they're very happy for what happened. It's their first time to actually have the opportunity to come in Manila.
Yeah.
And I'm also happy because I'm gonna meet my teammates for the first time. Yeah.
That's true. Oh, it's the first time you're meeting your teammates.
Yes.
Physically.
Physically.
Wow, okay. So, kasi guys, mga viewers natin dyan, Sunzi is the only one here right now in Manila. The rest of his teammates are at their hometowns, Visayas, sa Iloilo. And the team, since they're all the way from Iloilo, lilipad pa sila all the way here to Manila so they can be at Rampage for the finals. And again, it's just such a dramatic thing where, where all of your teammates, lahat kayo pupunta dito pa sa Manila to play. And another question, which a lot of people are very curious about, it's the Nami pick. Kasi syempre, we know that it's a pretty AEX thing where you guys bring out these pretty unconventional picks. Pero, so what was the thought process behind putting Nami in the mid lane for Empire X?
We actually observed Carl that he been practicing Nami mid. I mean, there were so many mids. Like he likes to make Janna mid. There's so many other kinds that he doesn't show yet.
Okay.
I think it's because he as Tam as the carry, and plus Janelle as well, Gen V. He likes to support. He has this support. If usually he tried to boost his teammates to win, but I think he's more comfortable with that to support.
Okay. So it's really his playstyle, like supporting even in the mid lane.
Yes, but he can do well in assassins.
Like LeBlanc is great.
Ari, yes.
Yeah, so that's really interesting. And another question personally from Neep earlier, like you heard, what can we expect, from Empire X at Rampage? Because you guys have been surprising us from the beginning of the split, up all the way until you fought Cerberus, the tiebreaker. You guys were able to make it past then. And then you show all these unconventional picks. Are we going to see like LeBlanc support or something? Or will Calculated bring out something new, you think? What can you expect?
It depends on what we're going to decide, what works or not. Maybe I think we will show new supports when we are being cornered. Let's say like we are forced to make a play in let's say it's best out of five. That we got 0-2. We need to make a new thing.
Okay.
For example, let's say like in game 2, I mean, I'm okay with the Karma pick since it's a strong meta pick, but I know I can do well better with the Zillion.
Okay.
Like, let's say same as for like with Carl. What happened with the Nami pick, because we really like push him for like Ari, something like damage. But we made a deal, like if we win this game 2, Carl will do Nami.
Okay. So you guys had a deal na pala bago yung game 3 na magna-Nami siya.
Yeah. It was like Pam was like, no, Carl, Ari. Like, no, I want it. Like he wants Nami. Like it's good that he like he proved it. Like
he proved it's a viable thing, for him.
Yes.
As a mid laner. So, man, we were all surprised, but I'm really glad it worked out for you guys. So for you as a team now, Empire X, what do you think was the mistake of MSKI? Coming into Game 3, you guys both had equal chances of making it to the playoffs. Pero what do you feel, what was MSKI you think lacking? You feel was lacking during Game 3 that caused them to lose that game?
I think they didn't know how to master and circulate their champions. I think the one who really stepped up there was EXO.
Yeah.
He really tried to carry his team. For our part as well, I think in our analysis with it is, they really try to become, let's say, impatient when it comes to let's say, they don't wait. I mean, Gen V was already like making mistakes.
Yeah.
They didn't wait for it, but we really try to cover him up so he can like have the best positioning. Sustain him as much.
Yeah.
But we really invest those for Tam and Ken.
Gen V.
So anyway, going back to what happened to MSKI, I think they have good objectives. They're really good with it. I think once they get outplayed, they seem to sink down their
I see.
play.
Yeah.
I don't know. Since we've really focused so much on individual skills in AEX, and so we master first our individual skill, then we put the teamwork all together in our play.
Yeah. Okay. All right, and for my last question, now you're entering the playoffs as a team. You're gonna be facing IPT. What do you think about this fight going up against IPT? Do you feel like you guys are more or less on the same level and are confident to fight them, or do you think it's gonna be an uphill battle where it will be difficult, but you think it's still possible? How are you seeing this matchup against IPT?
Maybe I guess I think, well, personally, bluntly speaking, I think we are weak. But because we are weak, we find ways to fight. We find ways to become better.
Yeah.
We don't want to be overconfident that to think that we may be the best.
Yeah,
So if we think that we are something inferior, we have more chances
to grow.
to grow.
Yeah, all right. So, guys, Empire X still looking to grow even after showing us a really great performance today. We're all really looking forward to seeing them at Rampage again. That's on July 23. It's going to be Acclaim Empire X flying in from Visayas, going all the way here at World Trade Center to fight Imperium Pro Team for a chance, their first time to get a chance at winning the PGS final. So again, thank you very much, Cindy and GG. Well played to Acclaim Empire X. Congratulations for your first time to enter the finals. We'll see you guys next time on July 23 for Rampage 2016. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. Again, I'm Amplifier. Thank you very much, Cindy. And we'll see you guys next time for Rampage at the PGS finals.